I know.
I know, she's so serious.
And hello, movie lovers, and welcome to the show. So today I actually have my good friend Jason Pitts. He's back again with another another film, and this is actually called Forest Through the Trees. I actually have Marilyn Kemp Nap over here. Sorry, I'm over here stuttering. So then I have Anna, who's actually in the film as well. And yeah, let's go on ahead. Let's get on with it. I can't wait to interview Jason and the rest of the crew from Forest Through the Trees. So let's do this. And hey guys, how are you?
Hey,
Hello.
good evening.
Doing fantastic. How are you guys doing tonight? And thank you so much for doing this interview. I'm excited to have you guys here.
Excited to be here.
Yeah.
Excited to be here. Thank you again for having us.
Anytime. So before we get started, I just want to mention this. We are part of Unfiltered Studios. Unfiltered Studios is actually our little network here for podcasters. We have a hypnosis podcast. Not only do we have a hypnosis podcast, but we also have a Sleepy G show. He has a variety show. We also have other things within the Unfiltered Studios itself. So let's go on ahead. Let's get started with this interview. So, Jason, I just want to say this. Whenever I'm watching your films, I'm always entertained. I always find something that I'm looking at in the background or something to where I'm thinking that you're going to pull the lens over my eyes in some way or some even in the background. Or if I'm looking at characters' clothing, for example, in one of your other films that has some steers in it. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, I remember just paying attention to details, and that's something that I really like about your films is your attention to detail and the way that you tell a story. It's just so interesting. I just want to say you do a fantastic job as a storyteller, as a director. I just want to commend you on that.
Thank you, John. I really appreciate that.
Very well.
And it takes a team, and I got a pretty good one. So
it takes a team to make a dream. That's what I have to say. But my question is this, man. Okay, so I've seen you guys get geeky over Facebook, over your scripts and stuff like that you can buy over on Amazon. Yes, I'm actually helping Jason get you guys to purchase some of the scripts that he wrote. And I'm just wondering, what is the story about?
Yeah, so the Forest Through the Trees is about a girl named Chloe, and she has something called heterochromia. One eye is blue and one eye is brown. And in this world that I created, you've heard the phrase that the eyes are the windows to the soul, right? That's a pretty common phrase. Well, in this world that I created, that genetic modifier means that window is open, and it makes it easier for an entity to take control of your vessel. And so there's this demonic cult worships the demon Malthus, and they are after Chloe because of that modification. And that's pretty much the plot.
I like that idea of the fact that you're playing with the eyes in a sense of it's like an opening the gateway then the portal into her soul. And it's kind of hard to do something like that to call like an exorcist in, for example, to try and get someone not to be like that. So I like that play on it in a sense where it's something different, something original with it. I never thought of it in that kind of aspect of trying to get that horror aspect of trying uh basically just basically just going on ahead and just being possessed in that kind of way. I think that's just fascinating.
Yeah, that was the kernel of the idea. The whole thing started just from being fascinated with heterochromia and thinking it looked really cool, and then from there, I like the eyes are the windows to the soul. Eyes, and what if the window was open? I mean, I was driving to work one day, and that question popped into my head, and I built the whole story around that.
I like that. That's actually pretty interesting. So so that's where the idea originated from, or okay, I like that. So Anna, so whenever he comes to you for this idea that he has, what is your first thoughts and how did you find out about this film?
Well, actually, I auditioned. I saw a casting on Facebook, and was just, excited to be able to audition for it. So emailed into the casting office that was handling all that. And, I said, can I send you my monologue and show you kind of what I can do? So did that and got some, some of the sides and was able to do an audition for 2 of the roles in the film. So I was really excited about that. And leaned more towards one than the other, and I just felt it like, yeah, like I'm this one, and so sent it out and got a call from Jason. I was actually on a job with my son and got a voicemail, didn't recognize the number, so didn't answer, and checked the voicemail a little bit later when I was working, and my son was like, don't ever look at me like that again. You scared the shit out of me. Like, cause I was so just like deer in headlights excited. And so I actually went out to the truck and called Jason back and, was super thrilled and thankful that, I got picked for, the film, but also I got picked for the part that I felt was my part. And then when he, kind of gave me the breakdown, because when you get an audition, you only get a very small, piece of what's going on. And I guessed some of it, and I was right. But same thing, I really just thought the idea for the film was really interesting. And so really excited and, thankful to get to be a part of it.
That's awesome, though. I mean, you never would have thought that you would actually get the role for this movie and everything, too. And here you are now being a part of this project. And I think that's fantastic.
Oh, it's super exciting.
I bet it is because, you're just working, doing your everyday thing, and all of a sudden you get a call from Jason saying, hey, look, we want you to come in for the part. Here's the thing. My question is, did you know what part you were getting? Because you did do 2 monologues.
Right. I did. I played sisters. In some of my acting classes, I've had one of my teachers say, sometimes you go in and you think you get it and you don't get it. And sometimes you go in and you don't think you got it and you got it. And sometimes you go in and you say, that's mine, I got it. And I just kind of like I manifested my computer going down right before this. I was like, I am this person. Like, it is mine. I'm putting it out there. And I just felt a connection to the character. So I was like, it's mine. I know it. So when I was right about that, I was even more ecstatic. So
Marilyn, I know that you've been working around Jason for a long time and things like that too. And I'm always excited to see you in his movies and things like that, especially when you just pop up somewhere and I'm not expecting it. And I was like, it's such a treat because I never know what I'm gonna get. Because the thing that I remember was like this sweet little woman in Lone is giving this woman a ride. Nothing can go wrong. And so now, and then I see the switch. I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen? What's she gonna do? Like, my question is this, okay? So, as someone that's a fan of yours and also Jason's, what role are you playing in this film?
I'm playing, well, pretty much my type. Okay, my type is a little old lady, sweet little old lady. That's my type. And her name is Mrs. Thompson, and she's got a little dog. So my little dog will also appear in it, and and she's neighbors. She's a neighbor to Chloe and her stepfather Ken, and that's the role I'm playing.
And Jason, what can you say about this? Like the twists and turns in a certain way of the suspense level, as far as anything that you've done. Where can you put your optimism whenever it comes down to this?
I'm really optimistic about this film. As far as the twists and turns, this film is what everything has been building towards the last 3 years. Everything we've learned is going into this film. There are twists and turns. Hopefully, stuff that people don't see coming. and it's a typical Jason Pitts movie. It's built around a theme. The theme is sacrifice. Just like all the other films that I've done, I love building. It all starts with an idea, and then you build a theme around that idea, and then create the story and the characters. So, and this is our first feature film. Voorhees, Night of the Beast, technically was a feature film, but it's a fan film. It's not original. So this is the first one that is completely ours. So we're really excited about it. We just felt it was time to take the step and level up and go from short films and fan films to our first original film. And we really liked the story. Charlie Brady and I worked on the script, tightening it. You mentioned Amazon. So the second draft of the script, I was curious and wanted to get some feedback. So I submitted it to a handful of screenwriting competitions and festivals. And it won a finalist award at the 13.horror.com festival. And one of the prizes for that is that they publish the script on Amazon and put it in Barnes and Noble. And I do get the proceeds from that. Now we are the final draft that we ended with. Our shooting script is the fourth draft. So there's that what was published was the second draft. So if you buy the book on Amazon, what you read isn't necessarily going to be what we film, because there were some changes. But yeah, we're really excited about it.
Remind me of what Wes Craven did to everybody in Scream, where you just wind up just changing the script on everybody.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? I leaked out my own script. Guess what? I'm changing everything. Forget about everything you know. I'm doing this way now. I could just see someone, I just got another Jason's. That's not the one. Well, damn. Now I got to go to eBay now to try and find the original script. But you know what, though? I like the fact that you published something on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. And of course, I'm glad that this film is already getting legs and it's being talked about because of the fact that you won those awards for this film. So you know that the fan base is theirs. It's not like you're shooting in the dark, if you will, and wondering, do I have a fan base for this? Is this something that's going to be happening? So that's something I really like. But what I liked about this is, and I'm not a big fan of books to screenplay or anything like that. I cannot stand when people do that or anything. But to know that you put a little bit of a twist in the screenplay itself, to where this is, hey, look, you're going to get a Jason Pitts screenplay, but it's not going to be the way you think it's going to go down. So I like that twist on the screenplay, the book adaptation, versus it being read word for word and beat for beat according to how the movie is. That's something that I really like about that kind of style with it. So I want to say I congratulations on that part, on trying to do something different and original, because all I see is like the same beat for beat of when purchasing something, and it just drives me nuts. I'm like, if I wanted to read what was on screen, I would just go on ahead and watch the movie. What's the point? But with you, though, it's totally different because now I don't have to worry about that. So, because it's something completely different, and you're messing with our minds. So I just want to point that out.
I will also say that I did not intend to publish it. It just happened to be one of the prizes for one of the ones that I applied to or submitted to. So, and we did win best screenplay for the Ravenwood Screenplay Festival up in Canada as well.
Oh, nice.
So it's won several awards already.
Like I said, this thing has an audience, so therefore you know that it's going to be profitable for you, but not only profitable, but also right.
We're hoping to tap into the Voorhees audience too. I mean, there was almost 700,000 views on that, so
that thing shot up. I remember when I watched it, it had like 30 views. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, people from Italy was watching and stuff like that, and I had to do the translation for you. Like, I don't speak Italian, but it's good. But it just goes to show you how much of an incredible writer and director you are. Even though it's a fan-based film on what you did, you put an original twist to something that everybody knows, and did something completely different, not beat, and people fell in love with it. So
yeah, James and I have done a few screenings across the country, and we've had several, like a lot of people tell us that it has their favorite Jason kill of all time in any of the films. So that's really pretty cool.
That is really cool. But Anna, how long have you been doing this acting thing as well? That's something I wanted to know too. Like,
Me?
where did this originate from?
The acting?
No, Anna.
Oh yeah.
You go ahead, Jason. You can take this one for me.
No, you do it.
Actually, I haven't been in the game a really long time. It's kind of just something that I raised my son, and he moved out, and kind of like all single moms, I was like, okay, it's my turn again. What do I want to do that's something fun and challenging? And so I started taking acting classes. I mean, I had it in high school, for a year. And when you're young, unless you just know that's what you want to do, theater or something, I didn't really take it that seriously, but I enjoyed it. So I was like, I think this would be a very fun and interesting and very self-discovering thing to do. And it definitely has been. A lot of my friends were really surprised when I was like, yeah, it's really intimidating and nerve-wracking and oh my gosh, because I'm kind of a loud person. But I really enjoy it. I enjoy, storytelling and getting to try on different hats and see different views on different characters or situations, and just get to be, play make believe. And I think a lot of us as adults forget how to do that. And so I really enjoy meeting other actors and working with other people in the industry. The little that I've been able to with short films here, or extra work starting out that way. It's a lot of fun, and just it's harder than people think it is, so I've really just enjoyed the self-discovery of it all.
It really is a fun thing to do, but it's also challenging and hard work to do as well, because I took theater in high school as well. And I remember playing like 2 parts in a play. And I'm like, okay, how am I going to nail this script and then also do another role and everything? So it's definitely challenging, especially whenever you're having 2 roles. But, it's fun to be somebody else for an hour and just, or however, how long that you're filming or whatever too, and just disappear for a while and become this person and watch how you develop a certain character as well. And that's one of the
Absolutely.
best things.
And then also getting to pull from your own life experiences and situations that just adds a whole nother level of realism to what you're trying to portray or get across as a character. And I don't think I apologize, I don't think I answered you earlier, but the role that I did end up getting was Kathy, and Kathy is Chloe's mother in the film. So in that way, that was very relatable to me. Being a mother, of course, but just the situational instances of just she was a young mother and so on. That was just, again, like I was just saying, I could pull from life. So that's why I think it felt so natural, and I was drawn to that character. And even, like I said, super excited that I got it, and get to put my spin on it and work with Jason to put his vision on it, and hopefully bring out an awesome character.
It was a tough casting. I think there were like 22 people that submitted, and of those 22, I asked 5 to do callbacks, where I sent them sides, and they did a self tape and sent it back. And I mean, it was very evident that there was some type of connection to the character that Anna had. It was a pretty easy choice.
I love that.
That's pretty good though.
Thank
Like,
you.
have 25,
Yeah.
right? Because you have like 25 people wanting this role, then you select 5 out of the 25, and then have the callbacks, and then it always makes it easier when you have that one person that just stood out from all the rest of it. It's like, you know what? I don't even need to sleep on it. I'll just go on ahead and call right now and just tell this person that they got the role. So I think that's pretty cool.
I did have trouble with Ruth a little bit, but Kathy was pretty easy.
But Marilyn, my other thing though too is I know that you've been busy a lot with stuff outside of with stuff that Jason does and stuff like that too. But I just want to say this: I admire your work, the success that you've been having, because I follow you on Facebook and things like that too. And you're just an incredible and outstanding actress, as well. So I just want
Thank
to
you very
say that.
much.
Very
Thank you so
welcome.
much.
Because you have a way of actually bringing some light into some of the darkness of the characters that you play. Like you're easy to actually persuade people to basically get in the car with you and have that trust and build. And it's like, oh, this woman is so sweet. And then but I just love that care about you, where you have that caringness and all of that, but I can actually tell just by your personality trait and everything too, off the set as well, that you have that caring trait towards all the other actors and everything too. You're like this light that is on like behind the scenes, and why Jason loves having you around too is because you're like that light that he needs to be able to bring certain elements out of certain characters. So I just want to say that's what I see whenever I see you on screen.
Well, thank you so much.
Very
It's
welcome.
easy to develop these characters, and it's because of Jason. It's because of his writing and his collaboration and understanding, between the director and the actor that we have. And so it's been a pleasure working with him always, and I hope to continue from here on out, forever and ever. And
Well, if he doesn't, I'm gonna have a pick a bone with him. I'm just gonna say this. I will fight for you.
No, we need to send you a link to Take It Slow.
Oh, yes.
It's a
Yeah.
little
Yeah,
short we
we need
did.
to see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah.
But Jason, my other thing is too. What were some of the challenges within the screenplay itself of writing the screenplay, and some of the other difficult challenges that you faced with doing this?
The biggest challenge was funding, and I talked to some investors and some producers. There was like a 6 month process of meetings and talking to people. And there was a couple times where I felt really good, like something was going to happen, and then it fell through. And I was talking with Charlie one day, and he made a comment about how he just paid off his business loan, all the gear that he bought, and a light bulb went off in my head, because I have an LLC. Lucid Lake Pictures is an LLC, so I started doing some research, and I looked into taking out a business loan to pay for the movie, and um, that's what I ended up doing. So it's 100% self funded. Our budget's $50,000, and that was the biggest hurdle is finding that money. Um, and it's a risk. It's a pretty big personal risk, but I'm willing to bet on myself and the team that we've built over the past 3 years. So um, that hurdle has been overcome.
That's good though, man. Like I've seen the many challenges that you've taken over the years with stuff with the funding and everything that goes in with these projects as well, and the blood, sweat, and tears that goes through everything with you. It's just to be honest with you, it's very inspiring because it
Thank you.
makes me want to keep going and building and doing what I'm doing, even though I'm
And you're
just
doing
running my
great,
mouth for
man.
an hour. Thank
You're
you.
doing great. Growing every month. Like the numbers go up.
Thank you. Because sometimes I'm like, I get into this thing, and I bet you do too, though, when it comes down to mental health. That's something else I wanted to touch on. Was this like, it's like, what the hell am I doing? Like, sometimes I'm like, I doubt myself, and then I try to figure out a way to get myself climb back out of this darkness I developed in my head and everything, and try to get back where I was. And sometimes it's hard to actually get back to where you were. But one thing that I will say is, like, there was like a time where I was like very doubting myself and everything, and all of a sudden I see you come back and do something else, and then it made me want to even dig my basically it helped me build myself back up again and keep going and doing the things that I'm doing, because I found it very inspiring. Yeah, you got knocked down because of the funding and stuff like that, and I'm getting knocked down because it's like, okay, am I just speaking into the echoes in a sense
Yeah.
and stuff like that? And just I just admire your work, and I admire your heart, your willingness, and everything that
I
you do.
appreciate it, man. Yeah, the mental health is really important, and I won't lie. I mean, there's days where I mean, there's a lot to do. We got 6 months until we start shooting, and I have been working pretty hard every day while holding down a regular job and having a family. So it hasn't been easy. Still got a long way to go. There's days where I come home and I just can't do anything. I just have to check out, turn like all of the devices off, and just rest. Um, I mean that happens, but I think a real important part of keeping that mental health in check is having a supportive team around you, like we have built, and we have, like Marilyn and so many others, because it's not just me. I mean, I do have, sometimes I feel the weight of it, but all of these people are counting on me, everyone in the team, and sometimes it does it does weigh a lot, but sometimes it's very uplifting as well. I mean, I can't let everyone down, so got to keep going.
Right. But it's also
Yeah.
good to be able to share the same stress level with everybody else, so therefore they can try and be there for you and lift you up though too.
Yeah.
Because I know with Rossie and everything, like sometimes too, she'll be like, "Look, man, we got this. Keep doing what you're doing. We're gonna be fine," and things like that too. And it helps me to be able to do what I'm doing too, to where I have the energy and the mental health as well to help me do what I'm doing. So I totally get it. Um,
Yeah.
but is my other thing is this too, okay? So I know you're all about putting little small things of like Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, and little small Eastern egg nuggets in your films of callback to
Mhm.
horror movies. So is there anything like this, or is this just specifically something that is not gonna no Easter eggs at all, and it's just primarily just a Jason Pitts film with no callbacks to other films?
So for this one, I stayed away from a lot of that, but there is one thing that I think people will be able to catch on. The main antagonist, Julian, is 100% inspired by Reverend Kane from Poltergeist 2. And I think a lot of people will see that.
That actually gives me goosebumps.
Yeah. Wait
But
till you see this actor. Oh my God.
I can't wait. I really can't wait for this film, man. You know what? We might have to do another watch party for
Let's
this
do it.
and have everyone back here again.
Yeah.
But as far as this goes and everything, I just want to say thank you again for taking the time out of your night to talk about your film. I'm excited for all of you. You guys are fantastic. And Anna, it's nice to meet you and
Nice to
everything.
meet you too.
Come anytime that you want to come on or whatever, talk some movies, do some movie reviews or whatever. Just shoot me a DM and everything. We'll try and link up and try and do something. I'm all for doing collabs and stuff. Same thing with you, Marilyn, as well, if you ever want to come
Absolutely.
on.
Yep.
So yeah, just come on. You guys are now part of the Movie Lovers Unite family.
Yay!
So so Mikasa Sukasa.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah,
You're
thank
very welcome. So that's gonna be it as far as this show goes. But tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, we're gonna be doing our Son-in-Law review, the Pauly Shore movie that came out in the 90s. You guys had a very hard time making me decide on who the winner was. So I decided to go on ahead and choose the winner for you. So therefore, since there was a split, I'm doing both movies. I'm doing Plane, Trains, and Automobiles on Monday with Beth from Made for a TV Movie podcast, and tomorrow night I'm going to have the Sleepy G show with me tomorrow night, along with the Midnight Cinema podcast with me reviewing Son-in-Law. So that's going to be a lot of fun when Josh and I get together there's God knows what's going to happen. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it as far as the show goes. Also, too, don't forget to smash that like button, smash that comment button, give us a 10-star rating on our audio podcast as well as where you guys get your podcast from. And even if you think I suck, just give me a 5-star review and tell me why I suck. I'm happy with that. So, always until next time, guys, have a great, safe night and